Hi, Snake Doctor here, or James, either way. Um, I do want to start off with an apology that I did not find your channel or Half-Ass Prepper's channel until I saw about the contest through Blue Thunder 40. I have subscribed, and I've been going through several of your videos, but that's here nor there. Um, start off following you for a contest. It kind of it just looks shitty. Pardon my language. Um, I do not own an AR-15. I've been trying, and it's not for lack of trying or lack of ability. It's just lack of financially. I haven't been able to. I've built two lowers completely, fully. One PSE and one Arrow. Um, Financially, things come up. I sell them off. I've never been able to completely build one, and I've never owned a complete. Currently, I got a 22 12 gauge, two 12 gauge, just single shot, and then the Home Defender Mossberg. But every time I turn around, there's something coming up, some reason why I can't, or I had one on layaway through my local gun shop that I usually shop at, and had to turn that over and be like, I can't get it now, fellas. Da, da, da. And luckily, he's a good enough dude that he gave me back everything that I had put it on hold for instead of charging me a fee. But the last time that I had a lower built, I sold it so I could complete this. I don't know if it's going to show up, but I sold it so I could take the course. So I did pass. I am an EMT, so good deal. I know I can talk long, so I'm not going to take up a lot of your time sitting here listening to me ramble on about this, that, and the third. I don't have a sad story or a sob story. I just don't own an AR. And my wife kicked me in the ass and said, why not try? Because usually I just won't try because I feel, yeah, that's here nor there. What I would do with it? Well, the basic functions of what you would do with it. Home defense, having a proper rifle in the house, hunting, of course, and then just going to the shooting range and teaching my kids to shoot as well. I have a 17-year-old, I have a 9-year-old, and I have a 4-year-old. Also have a wife. She said she won't be a part of the video. Sucks. Teaching my kids the joy of shooting. We shoot with my neighbor. He has a AR-15, so we get a lot of shooting time in with him and his. Buy the ammo, we go out back, we have a good time. As far as most important prep to me, I'm a prepper, but I'm very slow at it. I'm not going to say I have years of food. I have months of food. I do think that food and the ability to cook it and make it taste good and make the kids enjoy it as well is the most important thing in my opinion. As well as procure your own food, grow it, hunt it, fish it. I think that's the most important prep there is getting to your food. I mean, being able to defend your food, etc., etc., is very important, but I think actually having it to be able to defend it is more important than having the ability to defend it against an army. My preps have saved us many a time during layoffs. I was recently laid off, and I didn't find work for a year. I'm still am a CNA, but I was working as a CNA in home health care, and the county and the state changed a few laws which screwed me, and I had to be laid off. Boss went to bat. We tried to fight it. We fought it as long as we could and to the higher ups as we could, but there was just no way of saving my job. With that being said, it was a lesson. I had food, I had toilet paper, I had lights. We had the essential things we needed, that when it came down to opening the fridge or opening the pantry and it didn't have enough items or any items or stuff that the kids just would not eat at the moment, we were able to go and get that from our stores. Toilet tissue, you run to the bathroom, you plop down and there's no tissue. Oh God, what do? We had that backed up. So, send my kid out to the shed, get me some toilet tissue. So for me, it's household supplies. I don't want to just say food. Household supplies. Food, toilet tissue, soap, stuff like that. Stuff that you're gonna run through and that you normally run through real quick, real easy, and to be able to keep yourself fed. I think in a traumatic situation like that, food is gonna be a comfort item to help quell you and fight off depression or fight off stress from what's going on that's already stressful on top of it. So for me, it's household items, food being the top of the list. What I do to support the Second Amendment, I've told you that I shoot, and etc., etc. And I can sit here and tell you all the things that I do, and it could be a lie. So I'll let my kids tell you what I do with them. It's my daughter. She's 9. Talk into the camera. Talk.
He teaches us how to hold it.
Talk louder, baby, we can hear you.
He teaches us how to hold it.
Is that it? Okay.
And he teaches us how to shoot it.
We shoot in the backyard. I have plenty of space. I have, makeshift range set up.
Play a room.
Okay. I have plenty of space set up, targets and what have you, and I've teach them the fundamentals of shooting. Like I said, my neighbor owns an AR-15. He's retired, medically retired Army, and he was an armorer with his unit. So he's taught me a lot of things too. But we teach them the fundamentals: how to hold, how to aim, how to sight, how to hit your target, and just how to enjoy it.
How to shoot.
He shoots 22, of course, but my daughter actually does enjoy shooting the 12 gauge with me. Like I said, I had the single shot H&R, and I had the Mossberg Defender. So we do that. My 17-year-old, he's not here right now, but he shoots with us as well. When I used to have my SKS before it was stolen, we used to shoot that a lot too. Right, there you go. We used to shoot that a lot too. And no, I'm not using the kids to, let me win. No. Just, this is what I do for the Second Amendment. Because I already know it, I understand it, I enjoy it, and I take advantage of it as much as possible. I'm bringing up my kids to be the next generation to carry on where I'm going to leave off. I mean, I'm not going to be here forever, so I'm gonna pass on to another world someday. Anything could happen, car accident, anything. So I want to know that I've installed in them the same values that my dad installed in me, the same principles, the same understanding of the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and so forth of the amendments, and understanding why the first and the second are so important, why the second is such an important one. Because it helps you defend the rest of them. Because it allows you to stay free. And on top of it, as far as the Second Amendment for me goes, I want them to understand the joy of just shooting, sports shooting. It's not just to go out and harm people or kill people. And my wife is a Canadian citizen. We're working on her green card. In the 12 years that we've been together, she's made a complete change. Because I was a gun owner when we met, and she didn't like them. She didn't mind them. She didn't mind seeing them, but she didn't want to be around it. Wouldn't shoot it, and I slowly got her shooting 9mm. Back when I had my 9mm, she shot the 12 gauge, which really surprised me because I didn't expect her to do it. But she shot the 12 gauge. I've slowly turned her around to understand, and now even she understands. Like, I was getting ready to sell off everything a while back before I really got hard into prepping. And it was something that she said that really made me, wait a minute. And then, I don't want to say that started the whole thing, but that played in my mind every time that I started really thinking about it and started following prepper channels and stuff like that. And if you go through my list, you notice that I do follow a lot of preppers. I just don't know a lot of YouTube preppers. That's here and there. She said, don't we need to keep one at least? And she was right. And I've had that 12 gauge for a long time. But that's what I'm doing for the Second Amendment. what for me, what the top prep is household items, food being the top tier of that. And what I want to use the AR-15 for is just to teach better fundamentals to my kids, home defense, the fun of sport shooting. And because I've never had an AR-15, I've had lowers, and I'd love to have one that's my own. Those are my 3 reasons. There's basically nothing else. And then him. Thank you either way for the chance to get in. I do appreciate it. I appreciate everything that preppers do, period. Like I said, I haven't been following you until tonight. But anybody that's out there and anybody that's given knowledge is a great person. I went through your list on the actual video where you talk about the giveaway. The one I'm replying to now. And I follow a lot of those people on there already. So I don't know how I didn't find your channel. But again, thank you. It's Snake Doctor, and I'm signing off.